Ballater. It's March 2023. It's a little bit chilly, but winter is definitely over. Come on and see what we've got. Left window here, an incredible new George Birrell painting of Seatown, and right below it, an Alistair Little outpost of Ardnamurchan. Come over to have a look here, Tom, and we have two brand new paintings by Gordon Wilson, Lady Luck and the Girls, and Deep Grass in Ballater. So come on in and see everything new that's arrived. So welcome inside the gallery. There is no secret that I've been away for almost 2 months to the other side of the world. It's been great, quite an adventure with family in Thailand and Australia and New Zealand. So, but great to be back. It's still a little bit chilly in Ballater compared to what I thought, but the spring is definitely over and, spring is definitely arriving. But what I'm here to talk about are the new paintings which have arrived when I've been away, and there are some total stunners which have just come in. Look at this important painting by Stuart Luke Gatherer. Stuart, who as many of you will know, has been represented by Pantone and Panton Hall and galleries in New York. And he actually grew up in Aboyne, but now lives in the Malvern Hills. And we sold his other painting, which arrived within a week, called Boss, B-O-S, a whiskey connotation. And it was 9,750 and sold in literally a matter of days. This painting, meantime, obviously a view of Greenwich. I think it's down to the Naval College, and it's so special when you look at the couple standing in the hill in their thoughts, what's the story? Looking around the gallery, though, we'll start at this side. I would like to draw your attention to 3 new paintings by our newest recruit to the stable at the Ballater Gallery, none other than highly regarded Astrid Trugg, who was born and brought up in Utrecht, and great to have her work because she paints with a mixed media that it's quite incredible with the mix of the gesso to get the very understated but very clever colour tones in her quite famous still life. So I couldn't be more cock-a-hoop than to be representing Astrid. Having a look at our usual mix, that's a mixed show which is on at the moment. The David Smith painting up there, the Jenna in Malik Harbour. You know, David has had incredible success. While I've been away, I think we've sold something like 8 of his fish paintings, but we were desperately keen to get some new biggies. And if you look right over there, the Andrew Thompsons are slightly covering it, but the wonderful Lighthouse Ship, look at the colours and the reds and the yellows by David Smith. In fact, I think we sold all these fish paintings. Catch of the Day, Hebridean Mackerel, Mackerel and Kerguelen Blue Sea, they've all sold. New paintings here by Andrew Thompson. I know you all love to know what's been maybe in previous videos and what's sold. So these are the new paintings. Geranium. I've forgotten the name of the middle one here. But a wonderful still life with the bread and the onion. And to the right, the cyclamen. But Andrew's paintings, these are oils on panels. But have a look, Tom, also at the oil and aluminium up there, the limes. We sold, I think just last week, the irises and the mountain sanicle. They've all gone. But there really are some cracking new paintings. Have a look at this. This has got glass on it, Tom. You might get reflection. The Seated Nude by Alexandra Gardner. And if you want Tom to move over here to the top, we've got The Waiter by Alexandra Gardner, Sandy Gardner to her friends, and right down below here, the Kit Kat Club. I've known Sandy Gardner for a long time, long before I was in the art business, and she wouldn't mind me telling you she's now in her 70s, and it's just great to have new pieces by her. Talking about new pieces which are in, turn around to the right please, Tom, and get the Gordon Wilson up above the office area. So we've got the 2 Gordon Wilsons which are in the front window at the moment, but this is Ailsa Vantage Point, and Gordon's colourful views on Scotland, and then complemented by bespoke one-off frames. They really seem to capture people from all walks of life and all parts of the world. Moving over here, Tom, we are jumping around typically for one of my newsletters, The Street by Stephen Mangan. I'm going to bring over, now we haven't even got prices on these because we don't know. So it just lets you see how new, and there is the lady. They are one word. I think, who's it? Somebody in Strictly Come Dancing? Fabulous. The Street and the Lady, newly in by Stephen Mangan. I honestly and truly, I'd have these in my home in a heartbeat. Tom, can you go up to the George Birrell, please, up at the top? We have George Birrell's in the window. We had a real run of George Birrell's, I think 4 sold in December, and we're cock-a-hoop to have his new paintings. And so we've got, big names up here. So George Birrell, Robert Kelsey with his fishing boat, which is in Macduff. It's just clear, it's just a cracker. And then back to David Smith. And you look at these, the way we've got them arranged so that you can really appreciate the very best of Scottish artists. And then straight down there, Tom, you go to an absolute cracker by Marion Drummond called Dahlia. And then looking to the left, you'll see by the amount of red dots on our website that amount of stunning paintings we've sold by Linda Park. And this, we're totally cock-a-hoop to have, is Colours of Inverpolly at just £1,850. Below, we've brought back into the corner here the 2 new stunners by Clive Ramage of Dunnottar Castle, very local to Aberdeen. And right just below, in fact, below in the gallery and below in reality, South Row at Catterline, famous for Joan Erdley countryside. So we've got, do a quick left, Tom, to the window there. Stanley Bird, he brings humour, he brings style, and that painting just, to me, just brings out the cheekiness and the talent of the way Stanley paints acrylic, often on paper and card. And next, I'll take the price tag off. This lovely, in fact, it's only £680, this lovely bowl of cherries. And in fact, we've just sold a bowl of plums by Ruth Corbett. I got an email when I was away, actually, from a lovely lady in London to say, she says, David, where are you? We've missed your newsletter. So she said to me, she was very, very nice, and it kind of made me slightly blush. And she said, we've missed seeing you, my husband and I, da-da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, she said, can you please tell us again, we love to know what we've seen before, what's sold, what hasn't, what's available, what's new. So we'll continue that theme because we weren't totally sure if it was helpful to you or not. I've mentioned the fact that the Stuart Luke Gatherer Boss painting, which was very, very special, was picked up by a collector who's relatively new to art in Aberdeen, who said, I just have to have that. And that was of the whisky tasting. So that sold very quickly. We had a fantastic big painting by Muriel Barclay, which arrived round about December, the time of the last video, which I think is what this lady is asking us to tell people. The Muriel Barclay will be dropping in now as I talk, called Bird's Eye View. And the same lady said she'd like to know the prices. It was £7,900. It was a beautiful, lively, total opposite of the time of year it was sold, in the middle of winter, because it's a sunny holiday painting. Talking about nice, happy paintings, Tom, just while you're videoing me here, you might want to go to Marion Drummond's Dahlias, because we received 4 paintings 2 weeks ago from Marion Drummond. And Tom, if you want to go up there to the top left, that's the only one of the 4 small paintings remaining, because Tom will drop them in. That painting is called Pink and White, but to let you know, we have sold Thoughts in a Jam Jar. Thoughts in a Jam Jar will be dropping in now. We sold Posy and Porcelain, and we sold Red Hot Roses. 3 paintings like that, newly in by Marion Drummond. Marion's always had a bit of a following here in the gallery. Drawing your attention, Tom, to the bottom painting on the easel by Ruth Corbett. Ruth, again, is one of our new artists. And if you look at it's like traditional with a twist. We sold very quickly her plums in an antique bowl. And continuing, do you know, it's funny because I don't beat myself up about it, but there are some painters here who I think that'll sell quickly and we can't sell them for toffee. It's weird. We don't sell everything by everyone. And some things which I love and we expect to sell in minutes don't sell. And then other things do. And I don't think she'll mind me telling you, but Jennifer Mackenzie had a few months where nothing sold here. And then all of a sudden, Jennifer Mackenzie's two paintings, in fact, there were landscapes, Wintry Fields in Dunrobin, which we'll be dropping in now, and Evening Brora Breach, both sold within a week. Beautiful landscapes, quality, and that was in January. Alison Cowan, you know, people go on, Alison paints a lot of paintings, but my goodness, they're in demand, and they're in demand throughout the world, and we actually sent a fantastic Alison Cowan to an academic in Oxford while I was away. But have a look at what's just been sold by Alison. Birdie Blossom Tree, Blossom Burst. Have a look at the one in the window, Tom, that's hanging up there. They sell quickly, they've got the market. Talking about another artist who hadn't sold for quite a while was Moy Mackay. Moy Mackay's Ruby Summer was just, again, somebody came in, wanted a Moy Mackay. You know, her paintings, they're not oil, they're not paintings. In fact, they're works of art because they use wool, merino felt. And you know, Ruby Summer just went very quickly. We're hoping to have some new paintings by Moy, but if you look on the website, there are 3 or 4 others around. Now, Michael Clark, big name, sells in London, sells in Edinburgh, sells very well with us when you look at the red dots. Have a look, Tom, at the Michael Clark, the one of the hedgerows. I think they're in Ayrshire. It's underneath, actually, Kirsty Wither. And both Kirsty Wither and Michael Clark sold a lot in December. And Michael Clark's painting, which I absolutely loved, I think it was called The Waiters. I've got a little bit of I'm trying to look at some notes here to see what it was. Yes, it was Conversation with a Waiter. Actually, again, sold to somebody from Edinburgh who saw it on the website. I think they were a bit fed up, hadn't had a holiday, and wanted to treat themselves. Ceramics, bronzes, they've been in demand as usual. And going back to, I'm trying to think here about somebody who's not here, but we've sold Ewan McClure. Ewan McClure, big name, selling with the Scottish Gallery, selling in London, BP, portrait artist. Ewan McClure's 2 new paintings, the Silver Jug Floral and the bigger Winter Sun Landscape. I can't remember, one was maybe 5,000, one was maybe 2,000. Both sold very quickly. Tom, have a look at the Georgina McMaster on the easel. Georgina, again, been selling very well, and we're cock-a-hoop to have, again, a very botanical but animal painting there of the squirrel. So to kind of finish up here, just the little spiel before Tom does a final view round of the gallery, other artists sold well and continue to sell. Alistair Little, Eastern Shore, again was snapped up when I was away, but look at all of the new Alistair Littles. There's one in the window that we showed you. They really tell a story. They're theatrical, and I'm not surprised. We've got some very big buyers who collect Alistair Little and follow his work. And then we've a lot of landscapes in the gallery. Roseanne Barr's Fleet on a Blustery Day was sold, but there are other Roseanne Barr's, and Anne Skinner, again, one of our new artists, Emerald Sea at Harris. A couple came in from within an hour of Ballater and just utterly fell in love with it. That's what we like the story. So I'm finished really talking. Let's have a wander around the gallery before we close. seconds of peace, I'll interrupt again. It's funny because it's just what's really been interesting in the last, coming up for 4 years since we opened the gallery, and obviously a very busy spell for us during the pandemic, but still we're wrapping paintings here. Christine McArthur, we're looking at, they're going to Los Angeles, something else is going to London. We'll get the painting, Irene McCann actually, the little purple one. We will let you try paintings, we will send them to you, we'll definitely do our best. And talking about doing your best, this is hot off the press, and providing that I haven't bored you for too long in this big update newsletter, I can tell you that we now have a site, not a gallery, but we've taken a site in Aberdeen, because we have so many people who can get to Aberdeen easily compared to Ballater, and we now have the viewing room. So Tom will drop a photograph of the exterior. It's in darkest, deepest Aberdeen, hidden behind His Majesty's Theatre on Spa Street. Now, don't go rushing along there because it's by appointment only, or we are hoping that we might manage to have the odd small show in the space. So the viewing room at Spa Street, we've already had some people, quite a lot of our paintings are there hanging on the walls, but watch this space because Tom and I will be videoing the viewing room. To fight a bit, it's an interesting story about how the name came about. But the idea is that somewhere else to video paintings and send you notes, but also for people in the northeast of Scotland to, well, anywhere I suppose, to come at their leisure and see paintings with nobody else going around, and just an extra opportunity and an extra service. Anyway, that's been quite a lot in this video, but I hope as March approaches, the hotels are all bouncing and doing very well up here, from Darragh to the Fife Arms to Craigendarroch to the Balmoral Hotel. The eating places are all open, and we hope to see you in Ballater over the next few months. Thank you.